Percy asked Grover about the presence of Pan back in Cloudcroft. "Do you really think it was him?" he asked. "I know it was him," Grover answered. "It was the best lead any satyr's had in forever. I gotta go back to that coffee shop as soon as this quest is done." "You know what I really want to know?" Thalia asked. "How did you make that skeleton burst into flames just from stabbing him, Bianca?" "I don't know," Bianca said. "Monsters usually turn to dust when you kill them, right? Maybe that's what happens when you try to kill them when they're already dead." "I don't think so," said Percy. "I mean, I sliced one in half with my sword and it just laid there. Maybe it depends on where you hit it." "Never mind that," Zoe said. "We have to think about where the nearest city is from here. I do believe that would be Las Vegas." "No, not there," Bianca panicked. "Anywhere but there." Percy and Grover were thinking the same thing, but it looked like she beat them to it. She explained how she and Nico stayed in a hotel in Las Vegas for a while, though she couldn't remember much of what happened. Percy and Grover both had the slightest idea of what she was talking about. Bianca, was that hotel possibly called the Lotus Hotel and Casino?" Percy asked. "Yes, how did you know that?" "Grover and I were there about 2 years ago," Percy explained. "We were on a quest with Annabeth and got stuck there along the way for 5 days. The place is designed to hypnotize people into never wanting to leave. It makes you unaware of how time in the world passes, like you're stuck in a single moment." "No, that can't be," Bianca said. "You said a new lawyer came and took you away from there, right?" Percy asked. "Who was it? What did he look like?" I don't remember. I just don't." "You said the subway in Washington didn't exist when you were younger, didn't you?" Zoe asked. "Well, yes, but—" "Do you know who the President of the United States of America is now?" Zoe asked. "Of course," Bianca said. "It's Franklin Delano Roosevelt." Actually, it's George W. Bush," Thalia said. "Trust me, I checked. I know, hard to believe there were 2 of them, right?" "Bianca, Franklin Roosevelt's days as president ended almost 70 years ago," Zoe said. "That's not possible," Bianca said. "I'm not that old. I can't be." "Bianca, it's okay," Thalia said. "The point is you and Nico are safe now. You got out. You still have a chance to live your life." "But how did you guys even get out after being there for so long?" Percy asked. "We were only there for 5 days, and it wasn't exactly easy." "I told you, a new lawyer came and just took us to Maine," Bianca said. "But who? What did he look like?" Percy asked. Before she could answer, a white limousine drove down the road and pulled to a stop right in front of them. When the door opened, Percy was shocked and disgraced to see that the chauffeur was his worst enemy next to Luke and Clarice LaRue combined. Ares, the war god. "Ares," Percy growled. "Ah, save your breath, punk," said the war god. "My lady just wants to talk." "Lady?" Thalia asked. "What lady? Who's in the car?" "None of your beeswax, little sis," Ares said. "She only wants to see him. It'll only take him a few minutes." "We will not leave him alone with thee," Zoe demanded. "Seriously, what is it with you and thee?" Thalia complained. "No, guys, it's okay. I got this. I'll go," Percy said. They reluctantly lowered their weapons. "You just mind your manners now, punk," Ares told Percy. "She ain't as forgiving of rudeness as I am." When Percy stepped inside, his jaw dropped. The woman inside the limo might have been the most beautiful grown woman he would ever see, ever. She looked gorgeous. She looked perfect. She looked like the girl of his dreams. She looked like Annabeth. Only older and more mature looking and healthier too, and more fit. "Hello, Percy," the woman said. It's great to finally meet you in person. I am Aphrodite, eldest of the Olympians and the goddess of love and beauty. All of a sudden, Percy was lost for words. Why, aren't you sweet? She said. Hold this, please. He held up a mirror and still drooling while the love goddess redid her lipstick, though Percy didn't see anything wrong with it. But then, as he kept his eyes on her, she seemed to change. Her face, her eyes, her hair color, and even the style of her hair had all changed. Percy thought she looked like an actress he used to have a crush on. Her face seemed to keep changing every time his thoughts changed. That could have only made sense with the love goddess. Basically, her appearance was concentrated by whatever a single person considered attractive. If you ever meet Aphrodite face to face, just picture the girl of your dreams, and that's what Aphrodite would look like to you. Of course, if you're a girl, just picture yourself 100 times more glamorous. Do you know why you've joined this quest, Percy? She asked. Only then did he snap out of it. Because Artemis has been captured. Oh, please. She would have to be breathtakingly beautiful to be worth kidnapping, don't you think? But she was chasing a monster, Percy said. A really bad monster, and we have to find it. Oh, Percy dear, that is why the others are on this quest. I'm preferring to you. His heart was pounding. He didn't want to answer. But it felt like those beautiful eyes were pulling his thoughts right out of his mouth. Annabeth's in trouble, he blurted out. Exactly, Aphrodite beamed. I have to help her, Percy said. I've been having these dreams. Ah, you even dream about her. That is so cute. What? Wait, no, that's not what I meant. I just... Shh. I'm on your side, Percy, she said. I'm the reason you're here after all. What? Do you think that little prank the Stoll brothers pulled on poor Phoebe with the poisoned shirt was an accident? Or running into Blackjack and getting help from him to sneak out of camp? You did that? Of course, Aphrodite said. I mean, really, how much more boring can a quest full of monsters get? But a quest for true love. Hey, wait, I never said... Shh. No need to say it, my dear. You do know she was close to joining the Hunters, don't you? Percy blushed. I wasn't sure. She was about to throw her life away. But you, my dear, you can save her from that. So romantic. Now look, she continued, you know what you're really here for. You have to survive this journey and save Annabeth. All you had to do is follow your heart. But I'm not sure where it's going, Percy said. My heart, I mean. Not knowing is only half the fun, she said. Exquisitely painful, isn't it? Not knowing for sure who you love or who truly loves you. You kids are so cute I could just cry. No, don't do that, Percy said. Aren't you just so sweet, she said. Well, I better let you go now, she continued. And please, do be careful in my husband's territory, Percy. He's a little fuzzy, even for his trinkets and trash. Then the door opened, and Ares pulled Percy out of the limo, and his private time with the love goddess was over. You're lucky we're being nice, punk, Ares said, 'cause if it were up to me... Then why have you waited to kill me? Percy asked. Love to, but word on Olympus is that you might start the biggest war in history, and I'd hate to mess that up. And Aphrodite looks at you like a soap opera star, and I'd hate to disappoint her. And don't worry, I still haven't forgotten my promise. One day soon, real soon, you'll remember the wrath of Ares. Until then, get lost. Percy was on his butt again, and the limo was gone. Only then did he realize he was in the middle of the nearby junkyard, but his friends already caught up to him. What did she want? Bianca asked him. He explained that the lady was Aphrodite and the junkyard was Hephaestus's junkyard. Also that she warned him not to take anything from there. The goddess of love would not make a special trip just to tell thee that, Zoe said, and she's led far too many heroes astray. For once, I can't believe I'm actually agreeing with Zoe, Thalia said. But she's right, Percy. You can't trust Aphrodite. So, any idea how we get out of here? Percy asked. That way is west, Zoe said. How can you tell? Percy asked. Just by looking for Ursa Mayer up there, of course, Zoe said. Ursa Mayer is in the north. Guys, Grover interrupted, is anybody else seeing this? He was pointing to a big pile of old weapons along with some modern stuff. So, this is like the junkyard of the gods, Thalia said. Junk? This stuff is delicious, Grover said with his mouth full. And look, this hairpin is like Percy's sword, Bianca said. Guys, stop, leave it, Thalia said. Didn't you hear what Percy said? Besides, it's probably useless now, or maybe even cursed. So, they continued their way through the hills of junk, which seemed to go on forever. But they eventually made it to the other end of the junkyard, and where they saw another road in the distance. Oh, thank the Olympians, Zoe said. But at that moment, she must have spoken too soon. From behind them, something shook the ground, making the piles of junk tumble. Then from out of the ground rose a giant metal figure the size of a skyscraper. Talos! Run! Grover said. They ran down the road as the metal giant kept stomping behind them. Zoe drew her bow, but her arrows kept breaking apart like little splinters on impact. As they kept going, Percy noticed something under one of the giant's feet. After a few more steps, he got a good look at it. A square hole with words on top that said, "For maintenance only." Crazy idea time, Percy thought. Keep it distracted, he told Bianca. I'll try to time it right. No, I'll go, Bianca said. What? No, you're new at this. You'll die. It's my fault. I took something from the junkyard, Bianca said. It's my responsibility. She held up a small figurine, almost like the ones Nico had. Here, give this to Nico. Tell him I'm sorry. I'm sorry for everything. No, Percy cried. But she left him with the figure and ran for the giant's left foot. It came down right on top of her with a big boom. But the giant kept moving, and so did the demigods. He was about to pound down his sword, but then... Why was he hitting himself and doing the chicken dance? Bianca must have been messing around with the controls inside. Then it bumped into some power lines and shook from electrocution. Then... Timber! The robot was down and in pieces. Bianca! Percy shouted. They started searching through the wreckage, but no trace of Bianca. Zoe fell to her knees and started tearing up. Percy never thought she'd be the kind of person who'd be that emotional. Come on, he said. We'll find her. She's gotta be here. We just have to keep looking. No, Grover said. It's too late. Don't you see it? It happened just as the oracle said. One shall be lost in the land without rain. Holy son of Poseidon! How could Percy not have seen it? He had let Bianca become that one person. Now she was gone. Just gone.